Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Book Review. It's April and it's really beautiful outside with nature, but the birds chirping and the water flowing. Uh, yeah, how exciting. Uh, Anyways, the books I read this month are very special since one of the books is from one of my favorite artists currently, and she recommended it in one of her book clubs. So yeah, and the other one is a gift from a dear friend, which he gave me for my birthday. So yeah, pretty epic. Nevertheless, here's the first book, which is drumroll please. The first book is Missing Persons by James Patterson by Adam Handy, which is this book right here. So yeah, I got it as a gift from one of my dear friends on my birthday. So yeah, thank you for the gift. You know who you are if you're watching this. Anyways, let me give you a little brief summary of the book. The story starts off introducing us to the main character of the book. His name being Jack Morgan, who's in charge of one of the top agencies in the U.S. He is tasked within the story. He is tasked to find a mother and her children, but there's more to the story that meets the eye. As Jack learns, as a U.S. pilot was shot down during a mission in Afghanistan. So Jack must now connect the dots and find the mystery behind it. As Jack Morgan must face something bigger than himself and way more dangerous than he expected. So, yep. So take it away, Slippy Toad. Thank you, Slippy Toad. My thoughts on the book. My thoughts on the book is that it's really fast-paced and action-packed, as it contains short chapters and fast dialogue, as it always keeps you on your toes throughout the whole book. However, there's a downside to this, as it lacks any complexity within the story, as it follows a linear story, as the characters are both very bland and basic, just like these videos. They have a formula. So yeah, however, I still enjoyed it though. It kept me entertained. Yeah, but once I turned off my brain, some things just made no sense. For example, spoiler alert, um, there is one scene where our main character, Jack Morgan, he is captured by a whole army, and he must face the whole army, and somehow he escapes and defeats the whole army. Yeah, that just made no sense. And little plot holes like that are within the story and just made zero sense. But that's just one example of a major plot hole within the story. But if you enjoy it as it is, as a book, as a thriller, then yeah, you enjoy it very much. So for that, I give it a. Nevertheless, give it a chance and form your own opinion about it and leave your thoughts about it. So yeah, on to the next book, which is gonna be
Slow down, give me just a moment. I'm so grown now in my own apartment.
The Midnight Library, which is this book right here. Yeah, and as you can tell from the shirt I'm wearing and the music currently playing in the background, this book was suggested in no other than Leve. Yeah, this was one of our book picks for a book club, and it really caught my attention. For Leve is such a great artist and performer. For I seen her live myself, and it was such a surreal and amazing experience. I highly suggest it. Yeah. Anyways, for me fanboying, I wanted to give this book a read and see why Leve really rates this book highly within her book club. So yeah, let me give you a little brief summary of it. The story follows our female protagonist, named Nora Seed, who is a severely depressed woman in her 30s, who on a bad day decides to end it all. After an unfortunate set of events led her to the realization that she no longer wanted to live and be part of this world. Therefore, at midnight, she decides to end it all and kill herself by overdosing. Dun dun dun. But after carrying out with her death, she finds herself in a library between life and death. Within this library, it contains all her regrets and the life she could have lived. This is where she discovers that there is a lot more to life than she has ever dreamed about. Wowzers. This book is very whimsical and emotional and heartwarming as it takes you through a journey of Nora's struggles in mental health. As Haig illustrates and presents the idea of the Midnight Library, in which he takes a reader through an adventure of all the lives that Nora could have lived if she had done something differently. For instance, within a life, she decides to be a glaciologist. Within this life, she realizes that it's quite isolating, but is awed by the beauty of nature. However, realizes that nature can be as destructive too, for in a flash of her eyes, she finds herself on the verge of death. This is a huge turning point within the life of Nora and the book.
Whatever.
I gotta repeat that phrase, don't I?
Yeah.
As it states, the life is quite complicated, as every life has its ups and downs within them, plagued with regret and choice. This is where Haig writing excels, as he uses philosophy to convey this message. Most notably using famous philosopher Henry David Thoreau's famous quote, "It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see." And that contributes a lot to the story. So for that, I give the book A. I can see why Leve really rates this book highly within her book club and recommends this book to her fans, as it is very heartwarming and a really great coming of age story. As I compare this book to a really great movie, being Everything Everywhere All at Once, as they share the same concept and idea of the multiverse. And if you really love that movie, I highly suggest reading this book, as it quite comes close to it. So take it away, future me. Thank you, past me. But I want to say thank you to you, the viewer, you, for giving me your attention and hearing me yap about books. It really does mean a lot, to say the least. So, y'all guys are awesome and really super cool. Also, I'd love if you leave any recommendations or your opinions down in the comments below and start a discussion, as I love discussions. So, yeah. Also, I want to end this video with one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite authors, Kurt Vonnegut, being, "Take it moment by moment. You'll find that we are all bugs and amber." So, yeah. See ya.